I'm doing an update video from the Google Fi situation. Google is a great company, great company. ABC is just a great company. Um, but it appears what happened was I don't I don't get. But somehow somebody wrote IMEIs on both slots in my phone. Um, Now the customer service guy I talked to, he said to the impression that all phones um, have an IMEI, uh, which is not true. It's associated with the SIM card. But anyway, I mean that's my understanding. If I'm wrong, and you're watching this video, comment. But I was under the understanding that only a SIM card or an eSIM has an IMEI. Now, as far as I know, there's no eSIM on my phone. I have a physical SIM card. That's it. Um, I don't know how there would be an eSIM. I mean, unless it's a virtual one. Then again, the Tri-County area, people are always doing stuff. But somebody appears to be doing something to bottleneck my bandwidth. Um, my speed never gets above 10 or 15 megabytes per second. Um, and this, as far as I know, is a 4G phone. It may be 5G, but I'm not sure. Um, yeah, I don't. There's nothing, in the system settings that answers that question. The chipset is a Snapdragon 6 version 3, but that doesn't, really say much. But anyway, RAM is 8. I wish it was 16, but surprisingly, it's a little bit harder to find. Sorry, I have the hiccups. It's harder to find a phone that has 16 plus for RAM. And when you do find them, they can be kind of pricey. I've seen some really, really good phones, like a phone that you could game with. I mean, literally game, like high-end games for like 600, and that's Temu. I've seen them up to 1,000 on Amazon. This is literally, it's a gaming phone. You can game anything on it. But anyway, so it appears that somebody somehow changed some of the drivers on my phone. It still works with Fi, but they found a way to knock it off from the tower, so it can't connect to the tower. So I have to reinsert the SIM to reestablish a new connection, which is good and bad. Good because if somebody keeps hacking it, well, oh, hey, it disappeared. Establish a new connection. Then if somebody's using a simulator or hacking through the tower, they got to go through their buffer and find me again. But yeah, I think it was like 2 hours, got to be close to it, on the phone with Google. And so the service, works with the phone, but yet there's something. We ran a full debugging report, and they're looking over that. It's just to try to figure it out, because the hotspot is bottlenecked. Like I said, the phone is like max download 17. Max upload was like 12 or 15. So I mean, it's for 4G, it could be worse. It's not great, but it could be worse. But yet the downloading speed is like, we're down in like kilobytes from the hotspot. It doesn't make sense. But I mean, literally kilobytes per second when I use the hotspot. I can't explain it. But this all happened after it got knocked off the tower for an hour. Somebody did something. And now even when the SIM card's removed, I have two IMEIs on each slot. Something is going on. I know a little about tech, but I'll admit, the days of HTML and BASIC and Pascal, those days are gone. I'm a dinosaur. Um, and even if could I program in Pascal or BASIC anymore, it's been so long. 10 print, quotation mark, hello, close quotation mark. Yeah, it's I don't remember anything anymore. It's been so long. Anyway, um, I'm a dinosaur. But I think something's going on virtually, which would be easy to do because Google is a virtual provider and they use T-Mobile towers. Something's going on. But you can't go wrong with Google. It's a great service. And there's a great deal going on right now. 50% off, free premium, free YouTube premium, and all kinds of perks for roaming is if I'm traveling. But still, it's a good deal. But so that's that. I would encourage people out there, if you're having phone issues and connectivity issues with your data and issues, with people texting you, but the people that you thought you're talking to say, "Oh, I wasn't texting with you." Like I said, I have a hunch that something is going on virtually. Through a simulator or somebody hacking the phone directly. I'm not sure, but something doesn't make sense. And this phone is just basic Android, made in Hong Kong, or actually outside of Hong Kong. I think it's outside of Hong Kong. I'd have to check, but it's equivalent to a Samsung. It's a good phone. So it doesn't make sense. Something's going on. And I notice people always mess with our internet, with our hardline, Spectrum, and then our Fi and our other total wireless. I notice whenever we talk to some authorities to make a report, or we talk to some housing agencies or complex, we know some of the people who hack us used to work in the front office, but for a fact, that they're friends with some of the people who do this to us. And when I do a video, outing the stuff going on that's targeting us, and I'm sure targeting other people too, especially veterans, they'll retaliate. I still have to monitor my tasks all night long as my laptop is powered up and connected. And even after I disconnect the Ethernet, I still have to watch tasks because somebody found a back door to hack in through MS-DOS when nothing's connected, when it's in airplane mode. Wireless, the wireless card is deactivated. I disable it. Somebody found a way to hack in. Bluetooth turned off. So somehow I can't figure that out. And unless the airplane mode they've reversed it or something, so the light shows but things aren't disabled. But if things weren't disabled, we would see broadcasts on our other devices. So that's something I can't figure out. But, hopefully we'll help people out there, that are being targeted, and people are just doing anything they can to destabilize them or to record them so they can post it amongst the other troublemakers. It's not intended to help evil people, but to disseminate the things that I've learned, some evil people may be watching. I just have to leave it at God's hands, that this will reach the right people. And if evil people do take what we've learned, that he'll make them fall. Such as the destiny for all unrepentant, unchanged people who wish to harm others, wish to harm our country, wish to harm people because of race or religion. It's in God's hands. And generally, God will let the evil fall. Pride cometh before the fall, but with the lowly is the way of wisdom. Hopefully we help people out there. Grace is always there, but you must be humble. And if you have evil intentions for other people and you use technology to weaponize it, or you use their different aspects of their life, their income, their job, their medical benefits and such, and you weaponize these things, you may get away with it for a while, but you find time may come that God will make you fall, because he has no patience for the unrepentant or for people that don't want to change, people that don't want to become a better person. He has no patience for them. You can pick your holy book and pick your religion. It's all the same. God has no patience for the wicked man or the wicked woman. But if you change, grace is always there. Always there. Always waiting. So, some people you may have had a partial revelation. You're a religion outside of Christianity, and God may speak to you. And, you're part of the, what we call in theology, the unknowing saved. People who have good intentions, or the righteous Gentile in Judaism. But the only sure way is to, have God engraved in your heart and to reach out to him, reach out to his son. However they are connected. I'm not going to discuss Christology, whether he's fully God or part God or part of a triune God or part of a oneness God. I don't discuss such things. They're divisive. Anybody who studied theology knows about the divisiveness of the filioque. But I will say that grace is there. But if you're a wicked person, you may sail through your life stepping on people left and right, left and right. You go up the ladder of power and success and money. But is it really success? Because in the end, if there's only a few people around you, have you really reached success? You can't take your money with you. You can't take your multiple estates throughout the world with you. You can't take anything with you except holding the hand of family. That's the determination of success in my book. Now, some people may organize against you, so people distance themselves because they're scared. But, in your heart of hearts, you'll know if you're successful or not by the connections you've made, the hope you've spread. And sometimes evil won't fall on your head until judgment. Till that very moment when your breath is leaving your body, that very moment when you have the thoughts racing, but then at the same time you feel foggy, like you can't think clearly. Your connection, you're like a TV that lost signal and got fuzzy. At that very moment when you feel like your body's shuddering, but it's not. And that's the moment that you'll realize your deeds. It is especially disheartening and painful when, after a long, destructive illness, if you've lived a bad life and you're an evil person, you see the pain of that's caused your family, or maybe you see the happiness that you're leaving. There's all kinds of ways that we can be judged. All kinds of ways. You got to think in multiple dimensions almost. There's so many ways that we can be punished, or perhaps we'll be unable to protect our children or our grandchildren, and we'll see, great pain come to them. Or our misdeeds in our life will pass upon our children. That's the speaking of the curses passing to families for 2 and 3 generations. That's the curses of parents. That's speaking of some magical nonsense. They're speaking of the misdeeds, the evil, the chaos, the destructiveness that people have made in their lives, and the results of it pass to their children, and to their children's children, until the end of the ages, which means a significant change comes. Somebody says, I'm breaking this cycle. I know that such and such did evil things, and now we're reaping the rewards of it. So I'm not going to accept those rewards. I'm going to reject what this person, my great-great-grandfather or mother or grandparents, I reject those things, and I'm not going to benefit from them, and I'm going to, if possible, even correct them. And if it's not possible to correct them, then I'm going to teach my children differently, use our resources differently. We're going to end, those curses or misdeeds. We're going to end their effect now. So sometimes it falls on children or grandchildren to correct the misdeeds of parents, if they can. But then those of us who are the parents, if we're on our deathbeds, we think of, what about my children? Even if we're old, what about my children and grandchildren? Are they going to be okay? And after we've seen our deeds and felt them in our heart, that judgment is beginning. Would it be better just to realize in peace that you can go and to a better place, and to have calmness when you leave, and know that everybody's going to be okay because you built a righteous legacy? Something to think about.